Comments to access@telus.net. We are not Shaw.
All right.
Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Sid Tan and you're watching Access Community Television, shamelessly promoting our friends and community. And with us today is one of our favorite friends from our favorite community, Wendy Pedersen,
Thanks,
longtime resident of the downtown east side and a longtime activist down there. Thanks for being on the show again and again, Wendy. We have you on the show because you can give us some briefing and understanding of what is going on in the downtown east side. We had Homeless Dave on here earlier, and we didn't get a chance to talk to him about the outcomes that have come from his hunger strike and the other actions that are going on. I'm just wondering if you could give us a brief update on what has happened.
Well, the hunger strike, it was intense, 36 days. By the day 33, we had not got a meeting with the mayor about the demands. So we forced a meeting with the mayor. We went to City Hall with our pillows, basically saying we weren't leaving until he met with us. He met with us. He said no to the demands. Not a surprise, because we're getting the picture of where Vision Vancouver is on the downtown east side. But at the time, we were able to let him know that the consequences of not helping the community out would be more actions in the street. And the other consequence is we were going to start telling people more about his connection to developer money in the downtown east side. And we gave him an example. We said, we know Bruno Wall gave you $180,000 and you approved his 955 East Hastings condos. And Gregor Robertson said, we didn't give it to me. And I said, we know that. He gave it to Vision Vancouver. And he didn't question that. So, I mean, we basically were able to say, you're going to be in trouble because we're going to make this an issue. We know that you're connected with developer money, and we don't stand a chance against it. But there was other good outcomes from the hunger strike. Van Cities was involved, selling condos or giving mortgages to people at one of the demand sites. So they're on the hot seat, trying to figure out how they're not going to lose their reputation in the downtown east side and with activists citywide and others. Another outcome was, I think the restaurants are feeling some heat, and they know that these hunger strikes, it drove the kind of the spotlight and the importance of what we were doing there to fight gentrification. And I think it's going to be harder for high-end restaurants or upscale restaurants to open up. And another outcome of the hunger strike was we got basically about 1,000 people. Dave talked to about 1,000 people we counted. We kept with petition signatures on the street, and we've got their emails and their phone numbers. People want to stay in touch, and we got all of the resident groups to sign on to the demands, and we basically got some momentum, quite a bit of momentum happening in the community, so that was exciting.
Well, nothing really actually beats grassroots organizing. Feet on the pavement, on the ground, nothing beats that. You mentioned very early about the three demands, and for those that didn't catch Dave's earlier part, can you go very quickly what those three demands were?
Okay, the first was to get a condo site called Sequel 138. We wanted Vision Vancouver to buy
it.
The old
Pantages
site. The old Pantages. It would cost them about $6 million, and we are mad because Vision Vancouver is going to buy donate a $200 million piece of property to the art gallery downtown, and they're being totally hypocritical that they won't buy this key property for the community that the community has been fighting for 3 years or more. The other is the police station, the empty police station. It's city-owned. Vision Vancouver could declare that to be social housing, but they're not. They want it for a high-tech business center. And the third is to have a social justice zone in the downtown east side, because the city is about to rezone the entire downtown east side, minus Chinatown, through this local area planning process. And we want 100% social housing at welfare rates and old age pension rates in the Oppenheimer area, and we want 75% in the Hastings corridor and industrial zones, and 75% over in the viaducts where they're going to build the viaducts, and we want 30% in Chinatown and 30% everywhere else in the city would be good. Because that way you protect people citywide, you protect people in the downtown east side. There's other elements of a social justice zone, but the housing is key.
It would seem to me that one of the things that would be most important in a social justice zone is having a social impact assessment before allowing all this development to take place. And I'm having a little problem with that because I remember I was there at the Chinatown Heights Review. I was there. The social impact study has been promised. I understand it's done,
Sid.
but it's not being shown.
You know, my group, when I used to work for the Carnegie Action Project, we started lobbying for a tool that the city could measure the impact of condos on low-income people and high-end restaurants on low-income people. We asked them, we begged them from about 2008, we started lobbying, 2008, 2009, 2010, and they finally, I think during the Chinatown Height, they said they gave us a bone. They're like, oh, we'll give you this study. We're not gonna stop the condos in Chinatown, but we'll give you this study. Well, has it been done? We hear that they're doing something, but I also hear that they haven't done exactly, they haven't asked the questions that we wanted them to ask. So of course it's going to be spin, spin, spin. And you can't develop a community unless you understand what that development is going to do to the people in that community. And we begged them for that. So, I mean, talk about tactics. Like, we've gone through the gamut of research, begging, letters, coalitions, all of it. Friendly actions, meetings with politicians, we've done it all. So we're at the stage where we're into stronger actions, and that's what we told Gregor when we met with him. It's stronger action time. So because you failed us.
So I'm hearing that unless things change a bit, unless the social impact study is out there, unless it's going to be a long, hot summer in the downtown east side?
I think it is. I think we've got this big dinner planned for Dave soon, and it's going to be a celebration. I imagine tons of people are going to come, and we're going to be talking about what are our next steps for actions in the community.
Grow the movement.
Grow the movement. And the movement is growing. There's already other people working in other capacities around this, low-income people, pushing for the social justice zone. There's a big meeting coming up about that, which is going to be exciting. Trying to get people together to endorse similar goals. And we don't have much time. This is the 11th hour of the low-income community's presence in the downtown east side. We're at 11:01. So we got about 59 more minutes. And in those 59 minutes, we're going to have to figure out what we are going to do to force Vision Vancouver to protect the existence of a real community that deserves to be improved and protected. People need to be able to move out of the neighborhood if they want to move out. So we need housing in other parts of the city and other parts of the region, and part of our people are working on a coalition BC-wide to get social housing BC-wide. But the downtown east side is a real community. The pickets are going to continue. They have to.
Just wanted to ask you before we go on, you're talking about all this that's going on. How can people that are watching now, how can they, if the right word is hook in or connect in, what do they need to do to get a hold of you or the people that are working in the downtown east side?
If they have really, really thick skin and want to be on the front lines, they can come to the Pigeon Picket, and it's happening from Tuesday to Saturday from 6 to 7. We might expand them to other places too. So, but you have to be a certain kind of person to be able to handle that. But there's lots of other places and ways to pitch in, or maybe people want to come speak at City Hall when the clock ticks to 11:59. That's where we'll be.
Where can they get information though on the web?
I think going to our Hunger Strike website, we'll keep that updated, and that will direct people where to go. And the address is www.DTES, standing for Downtown East Side, hungerstrike.blogspot.com.
Okay, that's DTES hungerstrike.blogspot.com for more information. Wendy, it's so great to have you here. We're running out of time now, but do you have any last words that you want to say before
Well, if people care about the downtown east side, they need to get active, and they need to push this particular government, Vision Vancouver, who pretends that they're on the side of the poor, but really, from my view, aren't. They are really too connected with the developers. So we need to separate the politicians from the developers as best we can in the next little while. And we need everybody's help. The downtown east side is not a stereotype. It's not what people read in the media. The answers to the problems of the downtown east side are there in the community. And this is the last hour for the soul of Vancouver. So we need people to help us now.
Thank you for being with us today, Wendy. Always a pleasure to talk to you, always informative. And again, good luck on what you do.
Okay, thank you, Sid.
You're welcome. We're here with Wendy Pedersen, longtime activist and resident of the downtown east side. My name is Sid Tan. Thank you for being with us on Access Community Television.
Comments to access@telus.net. We are not Shaw.
All right.